That is ridiculous at a 6'6", 300-pounder. $299. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master of Football, back at it again. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. If you've never been here before, this is Jake with Master of Football. All things pro football, college football, video game football, anything related to American football we discuss in the show right now. Please subscribe. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really drives engagement, helps the channel out. I need those subs, baby, because the channel's doing fine on the watch time, but the subs are coming there. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, before we get ahead of ourselves, all right, coming for Raider Tuesday, okay? Devontae Adams, Las Vegas Raiders, let's go, all right? But again, that's one story. We're going to talk about a different story, and then we're going to talk about what we really want to talk about. So it looks like the Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans Saints are the last teams in running for the Deshaun Watson. So apparently, and again, from my perspective, I was thinking how the teams can acquire Deshaun Watson. What's actually happening is the teams are pitching themselves to Deshaun Watson first, whichever one he selects. Then at that point, that team has to negotiate with the Houston Texans to trade for him. That's the reason why I was thinking, like, the Carolina Panthers don't really have a lot of assets to trade for him. Again, they traded a lot of their draft picks. They do have a first-round pick, but the Falcons are sitting pretty good. The Saints, we'll see. I don't really know, but again, Falcons, Saints, he will be in the NFC South at some point this next season. That's not what we're talking about today, okay? What we're talking about today is the fact that we are doing our Obscure Prospect Series. Now remember, for those of you, please don't get offended. Please don't get offended. This is obscure right now. As we get closer to draft day, as people get drafted, they won't be obscure for long. But right now, again, people are talking about Kayvon Thibodeau. People are talking about Malik Willis. People are talking about Aiden Hutchinson. They're not talking about these guys. I want to go to the Deep South. I want to go to Louisiana. I want to go to the University of Louisiana and talk about a guy who is very, and again, we're going to talk about this. The big aspect of this guy is technician. Offensive tackle, Max Mitchell. So as it goes with a lot of these smaller schools, that it's just difficult to get high-profile recruits. So Max Mitchell out of high school, he was out of Neville High School in Monroe, Louisiana, in the class of 2018. He was 6'6", 270 pounds. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a little inflated in terms of like, yeah, I weigh 270. Yeah, I weigh 270. But anyways, he was a 0-star recruit, or wait, what is this right here? 2 stars, 124th in Louisiana, 244th offensive tackle in the country. The competing offers were Louisiana, where he committed, Arkansas Monticello, Millsaps College, Northwestern State, and Ouachita Baptist University were his competing offers. He ultimately decided to go to Louisiana. And he blossomed into an offensive tackle for your Louisiana Raging Cajuns. We come down here and check out your boy Max Mitchell. Here we go. He's a 6'6", 299 pounds. We'll get into that frame in a second here. A junior, and he says right here, a 2020 second team All Sun Belt Conference, 2020 Joe Moore Award semifinalist. We see the fact that, again, he's played in a lot of games here, started in all 10 games during the 2020 season, both playing at both tackles, predominantly on the right side. We'll get into his stats here in a second. So it says right here, he's rated as a 2-star prospect coming out of Neville High School. We already saw that. Held an offer from Northwestern State before committing to Louisiana. Born October 12th, 1999, son of John and Jody Mitchell, has one sister, Hannah, majoring in marketing. Okay, marketing, all right. That's a lot better than communications, okay? We like that, Max. Okay, so in terms of stats, there's very few stats that an offensive tackle can accumulate while they're in college, but the good thing, we have Pro Football Focus to break this down for us. So we look at a couple things here. So in 2019, played in 14 games, 807 offensive snaps, 422 run block snaps, 385 pass block snaps, 2 sacks given up, 4 hits and 9 hurries. Not the greatest stats there in terms of pass pro. 2020 he had an 84.3 in 10 games, 600 snaps, 339 run, 297 pass, 0 sacks, 0 hits, 1 hurry. And then in 2021, 13 games, 879 snaps, 449 run, 430 pass, 3 sacks given up, 1 hit, and 9 hurries. We see the fact here that his breakdown is this last season he had 17 snaps at left tackle, 859 at right. The year before, 87 at left tackle, 546 at right. And then 2019, 314 at left tackle, 83 at left guard, 394 at right tackle. we see here a couple of things here. So it says the grades that were given to him, and again, these are Pro Football Focus grades, but they actually have to grade this stuff out. He actually didn't do great in his pass blocking sets. So in his true pass set block grade, and again, remember here when people say true pass set, so a lot of times in college, because offensive linemen are allowed 3 yards downfield, even on pass plays, so you can just, there's a lot of teams that literally just like call run plays every single play. They throw they throw something off it here, they throw something off there. So a lot of times, a lot of these offensive linemen, and this is a big point of contention that I'll do in another video, a big point of contention for offensive coaches and especially offensive line coaches as offensive linemen enter the NFL, is a lot of these guys haven't done those true pass sets. You'll see that at the combine. You'll see that at the Senior Bowl. The fact that they don't necessarily do that, they just like run block every single play. On true pass set pass block grade, he did 72.1, which is out of the top 250 tackles in the country. He was in the 72nd percentile, so he's better than 72% of those offensive tackles. Where he excelled was his run block grade. Pro Football Focus gave his run block grade at 95, which means that he was better than 95% of offensive tackles out there in the country. So again, we're going to break down what Pro Football Focus says about him. So he is rather unique in the fact that a lot of offensive linemen who are unheralded or things like that, they might be freak athletes, but just had lack of, polish or things like that. This guy does not lack polish, okay? His pros from Pro Football Focus, his pros are he has gorgeous pass sets, his depth and balance. He just looks like he's super smooth out there. 6'6", 299, but he just glides in and out of that stuff. It says he plays under control of football, won't see this guy on the ground. The clip we're going to go over, we're going to react to today, is actually of a play where most offensive tackles would fall, but he didn't. He's actually got really, really good balance. And he's got good body control. It says where he wins with consistency, hand placement. His role is kind of like a tackle guard. If he puts on weight, he's probably going to be a tackle, but he can play guard right away. He's very technically sound, so he could probably play soon. He does have some physical limitations. His cons, he's under 300 pounds, low level of competition. He can get physically manhandled in certain instances. But again, where he needs to improve his size, but he's got a lot going for him. We're going to see that really quick in this clip that we're going to react to. So this is from Prospects, and again, I encourage everybody to go to and subscribe to Prospects here. I'm going to make sure I include the link in the description. Again, this is a reaction to this. We're going to react to just one play on this play right here. So you see the fact that he is highlighted right here. What's going to happen is this defensive end is going to come up the field, going to give him a bull rush, and kind of get into his pads, and then go to the left, or go inside. What he's going to do is he's going to take him, he's going to ride him up, he's going to slow that bull rush, push him inside, and then he's going to take him, he's going to yank him. The defensive lineman's going to yank him. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, anytime you're 6'6", 300 pounds, if somebody gets into your chest plate and yanks you after a bull rush, your weight's going backwards and then it's coming forwards. You have to have incredible balance to stay on your feet. Watch how he does right here. So here he is, come back, gets into his pads, rolls to the inside, yanks it. Look at that right there is ridiculous. Watch this, okay? He's going to come up here. This is ridiculous. He's going to look at the angle that he's at. So look how far he is over his pads right now, okay? Look how far over he is. And he's essentially falling at this point. But he just resets his feet a little bit, regathers himself, and comes over here and finishes the block. That is ridiculous at a 6'6", 300 pounder. 299. So what is my comparison? It is Connor Williams. Connor Williams coming out 6'5", 296, a little bit light there, but again, maybe not the strongest guy in the world, not weak, very technically sound. You come down here and you read his pro breakdown, the fact that he's just like Jake Matthews, leader in the locker room, outstanding technician from before his first college snap, and again, he works for centered blocks. He's very, very solid in those instances. Remember, for Connor Williams, he did kick into guard, where Pro Football Focus stated he was best suited in terms of Max Mitchell is probably guard in a zone-heavy scheme. Connor Williams, guard in a zone-heavy scheme. I think that's where he will be very, very dominant going forward. Okay, maybe not dominant, but again, he's not a dominator. He's just technical. He's sound. He's the kind of guy, you draft him in the third day, you draft him in the second round, you draft him in, maybe not the second round, that's pretty high. You draft him third, fourth, fifth round, something like that, but he starts right away. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think. I really like this Max Mitchell. By the way, Max Mitchell's tough to say back-to-back, especially when you're making a video. But he looks very solid. He's going to be a guy, I'm telling you, he's going to be obscure right now. But he's going to be a kind of guy that's going to be playing on your team and starting for you at guard, possibly right tackle down the road. All right, guys, that's it. Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys on Monday. I am out.